welcome you all again for the thermodynamic lecture series. So today we are going to solve some problems on the steady flow energy. So as we discussed in the previous lecture, as we all know, the steady flow energy equation is derived from the two basic terms, that is, it is derived from mass balance and also it is derived from energy balance equations. Okay, so that is from the mass balance equations we have obtained a continuity equation as mass flow rates are equal here. So that is A1 C1 by V1, which is equal to A2 C2 by V2, where the C1 is velocity and A1 is area and the small v1 as specific volume. And from the energy equation we are having the total energy entering into the system, which is equal to the total energy leaving the system. So with this we have an equation of h1 plus c1 square by 2 plus gz1 plus dq by dm, which is equal to h2 plus e2 square by 2 plus gz2 plus dwx by dm. So this is your equation for unit mass. Then when we are considering a mass flow rate, then your equation will becomes like this. Okay, so this is your equation when you are considering a mass flow rate. This is for unit mass. Then with this we move on to a problem. Problem 21. Air flows steadily at a rate of 0.5 kilogram per second. So here the air is flowing, so you are having the mass flow rate of m dot is 0.5 kilogram per second through an air compressor. So they said that the component is a compressor entering at 7 meter per second. So the velocity, entering velocity C1, capital C1 is 7 meter per second and 100 kilopascal pressure. Okay, so that is the initial pressure P1 is 100 kilopascal and 0.95 meter cube per kg of volume, that is a specific volume. So that is initial specific volume as small v1 is equal to 0.95 meter cube per kg and leaving at 5 meter per second. So C2 is 5 meter per second. Then 700 kilopascal, P2 is 700 kilopascal and 0.19 meter cube per kg, that is a final specific volume as 0.19 meter cube per kg. The internal energy of the air leaving is 90 kilojoule per kilogram, greater than that of the air entering. So what they are saying, the internal energy of the air leaving, so the internal energy of the air leaving is U2, that is 90 kilojoule per kilogram, greater than, that is which is more than what the internal energy entering. So that we can write U2 is equal to U1 plus 90 kilojoule per kilogram. Okay, so then the cooling water in the compressor jacket absorbs heat from the air. Okay, so in the compressor we are used to compress air. Okay, so due to compression the heat will generated inside the compressor. Okay, so that heat will be removed by your cool water. Okay, so that is which a rate of 58 kilowatt. Okay, so when a heat is flows out of a system, okay, so to the surroundings, from the system to the surroundings, so it is negative. So Q is equal to minus 58 kilowatt here. Compute the rate of shaft work output to the air in a kilowatt. So then to find it out, work input to the air. Okay, the rate of shaft work input to the air to the compressor, that is how much work we are giving to compress the air, that we need to find it out in the unit of kilowatt, that is dwx by d tau. We need to find it out from the steady flow energy equation. And they asked about find the ratio of the inlet pipe diameter to the outlet pipe diameter, that is the inlet pipe diameter is d1 and outlet pipe diameter is d2. So we need to find it out the ratio of d1 by d2. So that is we need to find it out the rate of shaft work input, that is dwx by d tau, because the unit is kilowatt, so you have to consider a time. Okay, the ratio of inlet pipe diameter, so that is d1 by d2 here. So from the steady flow energy equation, so I am considering mass flow rate because mass flow rate is given in the equation. So mass flow rate into h1 plus c1 square by 2 plus gz1 plus dq by d tau, which is equal to m dot into h2 plus c2 square by 2 plus gz2 plus dwx by d tau. So with this, Gibbs equation can be written as h is equal to u plus pv. So I can expand the enthalpy terms as internal energy plus pressure into volume. Okay, so in the similar way I can also write here h2 is equal to u2 plus p2 into v2. So in this problem the datum levels are not given, so we consider datum levels are equal, so we can neglect these two terms. Then what your term will be like this. Okay, then in this we need to find out the work done. Okay, what is the amount of work we are giving to compressor to compress the air. So you keep this as left hand side and bring all the terms to the right hand side. Then you will get dwx by d tau is equal to m dot u1 plus p1 v1 plus c1 square by 2 plus dq by d tau minus of this whole term will come. Okay. Then I am multiplying the minus sign commonly to the terms. Then it will be like this and taking out the mass flow rate outside. Okay. Then your next term will be m dot into u1 plus p1 v1 plus c1 square by 2 minus u2 minus p2 v2 minus c2 square by 2 plus dq by d tau. So in the next step what I am going to do, I am going to combine, I am going to sequentially writing the internal energy, sequentially writing PV and sequentially to write velocity. That is, then your equation will becomes m dot into u1 minus u2 p1 v1 minus p2 v2 plus c1 square by 2 minus c2 square by 2. Okay. So for my convenient, I am in this equation, I am taking out one minus sign outside. Okay, so from, you listen carefully, from this bracket I am going to taking out one minus sign outside. Then your dwx by d tau is equal to minus m dot of minus u1 plus u2. Okay, so that is, this will become minus and this will become plus, and this will become minus and this will become plus. So that equation we have written here. Then I am rearranging this equation for my convenience, that is u2 minus u1, p2 v2 minus p1 v1, then again c2 square by 2 minus c1 square by 2. So again writing the same equation. Here we know the values. Okay, so we know the values, then we can substitute the values. That is, we know that u2 is equal to u1 plus 90, so that is u2 minus u1 can be written as 90 kilojoule per kilogram. So you substitute all the values in terms of SI unit only. Don't substitute in kilojoule. You substitute all the values in terms of joules and Newton per meter. If it is a pressure, you have to substitute Newton per meter square. Okay, so don't substitute kilojoule or kilopascal or anything. Okay, so substitute the values in terms of joules. Then you will get dwx by d tau as minus 121,994 joule per second. So this can be written as minus 121.994 kilojoule per second. Okay, so we know that 1 joule per second is watt, so we can write dwx by d tau as minus 121.994 kilowatt. Again they are asking about the ratio of inlet pipe diameter to the outlet pipe diameter. So for that we need to consider a mass balance equation. So in a mass balance equation is A1 C1 by V1, which is equal to A2 C2 by V2. Here I am considering A1 by A2. So we know that C2 and V1, this is C1 into V1. Okay, so that is, you substitute all the values here, then you can find it out. A1 by A2 as 3.57. As we all know, it is a pipe diameter, so the cross sectional area is pi by 4 d square. So substitute pi by 4 into d1 square and pi by 4 into d2 square here. So cancel the terms pi by 4 and pi by 4, and you take common root, you will get d1 by d2 as 1.889. So as a result, the rate of shaft work input to the air in a kilowatt is minus 121.99 kilowatt, and the ratio of inlet pipe diameter to the outlet pipe diameter as d1 by d2 is equal to 1.889. Next problem, that is problem number 22. So in this problem, in a steady flow apparatus, so they have already said that it is a steady flow. Okay, so in a steady flow apparatus, 130 kilojoule of work is done by the system. Okay, so the work is done by the system. So work is done by the each kg of the fluid. The work is done by, so it is a positive work. So work is equal to 135 kilojoule per kg by each kg. So we have to write unit carefully, that is 135 kilojoule per kilogram of fluid. Then the specific volume of the fluid, pressure and velocity at the inlet are, that is, first one is your specific volume, that is 0.37 meter cube per kg, that is V1 is 0.37 meter cube per kg, and P1 is equal to 600 kilopascal, and C1 is 16 meter per second. Then the inlet is 32 meter above the floor. Okay, so that is datum level is given, so the inlet is 32 meter above the floor, and the discharge pipe is at the floor level, that is the exit pipe is at the floor level. So when we have measuring from the floor level, so the datum at the exit pipe will kept at 0. Okay, then the discharge conditions are This is your specific volume at the exit condition, that is 0.62 meter cube per kg, and P2 as 100 kilopascal and capital C2 as 270 meter per second. The total heat loss between the inlet and the discharge is 7 kilogram per kilojoule per kilogram of fluid. So here they have said that heat is lost. Okay, so when a heat is lost, that is when a heat is lost to the surroundings. So dq by dm is minus kilojoule per kilogram, minus 9 kilojoule per kilogram. So in flowing through this apparatus, does the specific internal energy increase or decrease, and by how much? So they're asking how much is specific internal energy. We need to find out the value of the specific internal energy, and we need to find it out whether it is decrease or increase. We need to find it out from the steady flow equation. So in this, we need to find it out the specific internal energy increase or decrease. You see here, this is your datum level. So this is from this level they are measuring. At the exit level it is 0, and this height is 32 meter. Okay, that is Z1, and this one is Z2 is 0 here. So as a solution from a steady flow energy equation, again we are writing H1 plus C1 square by 2 plus GZ1 plus dq by dm, which is equal to H2 plus C2 square by 2 plus GZ2 plus dwx by dm. Here H is equal to U plus PV. So you substitute again U plus PV here, and also here is also U plus PV. So in this problem we need the internal energy, specific internal energy. So keep on keeping U1 as left hand side and bringing this U2 to left hand side, and bring this whole term to the right hand side. Then your term will be like this. Then you substitute all the values. So we know P2, V2. So substitute all the values in terms of SI units, only in terms of joule. If it is a pressure, you have to substitute in terms of Newton per meter square. Okay. You substitute all the values. G is an acceleration due to gravity, that is 9.81. Substitute all the values, you will get your specific internal energy as minus 20.0 kilojoule per kilogram. So the specific internal energy is minus 20 kilojoule per kilogram. So the minus sign indicates that is the internal energy will decrease as the specific internal